Hey guys, welcome back to Ben and Brewing's channel. If you haven't been here before, we do product reviews, tutorials, and we have a live chat feature on our website to help you through your Brew 911s. Check it out at benandbrewing.com. Today's video, we're taking a look at iGulu's Double IPA kit that they've released. It is a West Coast Double IPA. It's a bit of a departure from the beers they've released before in the fact that it is a bit more intense, at least it should be because it's a Double IPA. Let's check it out. All right, so before we dive into today's video, quick reminder, this video is sponsored by iGulu. You will find a 20% off coupon linked down below in the description if you wish to purchase the iGulu F1 or S1. Additionally, we'll have links for other things that we've used in the video if you wish to purchase them. They are Amazon links, they are affiliate links. It does help to support our channel, and we appreciate it. So iGulu's West Coast Double IPA kit is a bit of a departure from some of the other kits that they've released from a beer standpoint. Most of what they have released so far tend to be more middle of the road from a flavor standpoint. So your pale ale, your pilsner, things that aren't really on the extreme end of things. So for them to release a double IPA seems like a very American-focused direction that they're going. And this particular kit has Citra in it, which we are a fan of Citra hops, so it'll be interesting to see how that extract comes through. Additionally, iGulu has also mixed up this kit by using more varieties of extract, specialty extract, to take the place of any specialty malts that you would normally use in brewing. This should lend to a more complex flavor profile, which should balance the hops nicely, but again, we have to see. I love to see that the more kits iGulu is releasing, especially from a beer standpoint, the more complex the kits are getting from an ingredient standpoint, which should lend to some more complexity in the flavor, as I mentioned before. Definitely something we're excited to see. Let's see what comes inside the kit. All right, now this kit is quite hefty. There are quite a few ingredients in there, as it should be as a double IPA, so it should have more hop presence and a slightly higher alcohol content. iGulu starts out with 1 pound of light golden DME, or dried malt extract, follows it up with 3.5 ounces of Pilsen Light DME. This should help to boost the alcohol flavor, a little bit of the malt character without making it overly sweet. Finally, rounding it out with another 3.5 ounces of Bavarian wheat, which is kind of an interesting choice. The wheat should definitely lend it some more backbone to hold up against the hops, and it might actually add a little bit of cloudiness to it, which is not a bad thing when it comes to a double IPA. It's going to have 4 packs of Citra hop extract. Now, this is the aroma hops, which you will kind of really detect in the nose and probably at the end of the palate. 2 packs of the hop bittering extract. Now, this is where that bitterness flavor comes from. If you've done any of the other kits that iGulu has done, you know this is a lot of hop bitterness and a lot of hop aroma for one kit. The kit will contain 1 pack of dried yeast. Interestingly, they sourced it from Belgium, but they don't specify what type of yeast it is. So I'm curious if this is a Belgian yeast, which would definitely be an interesting flavor profile to add on top of the hops that are being added. And finally, the RFID sticker, of course, so you can program your iGulu machine for the fermentation profile. Okay, now that everything's out of the pack, let's go ahead and brew it. All right, so step 1, as we do with all the iGulu kits, make sure you're sanitizing anything that's coming in contact with the beer, especially on the cold side. So make sure you sanitize it. We use Star San, 30-second contact time. Very easy to mix up a batch of it and then sanitize to your heart's content. We also use a spray bottle, so we're minimizing the amount of Star San we use, so it actually lasts a little bit longer. All that will be linked in the description below. So go ahead and sanitize the inside of the Triton keg, the dip tube, the serving tube, and again, anything, the inside of the lid, anything that'll come in contact with the beer. Next, you're going to add 116 ounces of cleaned filtered water to the Triton keg. And I'll kind of mention it again because this is important. Make sure you're using either filtered water or go to the store and buy some spring water. You do not want any chlorine in the water that you're brewing with. That will lend to off flavors, not real friendly on the yeast, and you definitely don't want that in your finished beer. Next, go ahead and add all of your hop bittering packets to the iGulu Triton keg, and additionally all of the aroma packets. It doesn't really matter what order you do this in, just get them all added and try to squeeze out every last drop you can of that bittering goodness. Next, go ahead and add all of your dried malt extract. It really doesn't matter what order you do this in because we're going to mix it up here shortly, so just go ahead and get it into your Triton keg. Be careful not to spill it. I kind of got a little overzealous and may have missed a little bit of the Triton keg when I was dumping the DME in. Next, you want to take a sanitized spoon. We're using a stainless spoon because it's very easy to sanitize with the Star San, and give it a really good stir. You want to dissolve as much of the dried malt extract as you can in the water. You can certainly stir it until it's completely dissolved and there's no more chunks in there. if you get about 80% of the way there, it will be fine, because as the yeast is rehydrating, it will continue to kind of dissolve, and you'll be in a good spot. Next, go ahead and open up your yeast packet and pitch it right on top of now wort in your Triton keg. Do not stir this in. Let it free float on top so it naturally hydrates a little bit over time and you don't shock the yeast by dunking it completely in the water. Now that all the ingredients are inside your Triton keg, go ahead and put the lid on it and seal it up with the lid lock. Go ahead and load your Triton keg into your iGulu machine and attach the serving tube, making sure to remember to close that little clamp at the top so you don't end up spraying beer everywhere during fermentation or post-fermentation. You can also take the serving tube and feed it into the tap line itself, or through the tap handle. So go ahead and push the tap handle forward, insert the tube all the way into the bottom of the tap, and then release the handle to clamp it. Go ahead and attach the pressure monitor to the top of the Triton keg. Turn on your iGulu, let it go ahead and boot up, and then you can now scan your RFID sticker to program the machine. Make sure that it is for the Double IPA kit. As far as the fermentation schedule, it looks like we're doing it at 10 days at 69 degrees and then 4 days at 35. I still have to bring this up, and I think I brought this up multiple times. I don't understand why iGulu does not push the temperature up. We're doing a pressure fermentation, which should allow you to ferment it closer to 80 without any sort of off flavors, and you actually end up with a faster fermentation time. When all that's done, go ahead and hit brew it, and you're off to the races. All right, guys, so it's been a couple weeks since we brewed up our West Coast Double IPA. We are here kind of back in the office doing a tasting because it's kind of hot out in Arizona. It's actually hit a little bit hotter than normal, so luckily we have air conditioning and a lovely space to sit in. So I'm excited to taste this. Double West Coast IPA, I definitely think is something that was missing from iGulu's arsenal. We've done the pale ale. We've done I don't remember what we've done with them, but we've done a lot of the other beers with their kits and things. So I'm excited to actually have something that has some actual hop presence, some real kick to it. So it's got a little bit of chill haze, but it fermented out nice, fermented out clean. Like, we had no issues with it. It smelled great as it was fermenting.
The color's great.
The color's really nice. It's got a nice kind of an orange amber to it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So carbonation was really good too, which was nice.
Nice.
So let's give it a go.
Cheers.
Cheers. A lot more hot presence in the nose. That's really good. It has a very round palate. And it has, I feel like all of iGulu kits have a little residual sweetness to them. They have a maltiness. There's like a profile. And I don't know if it's the yeast they're using or just the fact that it's a no-boil extract.
Which is why I feel like it's maltier than what you would imagine from a classic West Coast IPA.
It's not dry. Mm-mm.
It's not, and it's pleasant. It's not in-your-face hoppy, which is good.
And I think when I think West Coast, especially some of the extreme beers that back when IPA was really, I know it's kind of in a little bit of a downfall right now, or a little bit of a recession, but some of these double IPAs that wipe your taste buds off with the hop presence. This has a very simple hop profile. It's Citra.
Right.
That's it with the bittering extract. So It is, for a double IPA, it is extremely approachable.
It is. Someone actually commented on one of our videos about that and how our palates have gotten so used to hop forward to a point where that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I actually appreciate the fact that it's not so hop forward.
But it has some good hop presence in the back. Like as it's warming up and I'm getting a little bit more of it, it still has that little bit of sweetness to it or maltiness, but it is actually, I kind of like it more than the pale ale.
I do too.
I think that hop presence really helps to kind of clean up and dry it out. As malty and round as it is, it's very clean. This might be, for now, my favorite.
This is my favorite.
As far as beer goes, their cider kit's killer. Oh, I love the cider kit. But from a beer standpoint, this is really good. And the more I'm sipping on it and analyzing it, it's really growing on me. Like it's surprisingly sessionable for a double IPA.
I also love the fact that you get there's lacing on it too.
Mm-hmm. There's actual lacing on the glass, yeah. And this was supposed to finish out between what we just looked at the package, like 6 to 8% ABV. So a little bit on the higher end, which is perfect for that kind of range.
It's a double IPA, so
it should be. Yeah. It absolutely should be. That's really good. That's a fantastic beer. So we do have another kit, and so as I'm tasting this, I'm trying to figure out what can we do. Part of me wants to add more hops. I kind of want to boost the hop profile a little bit. And again, maybe that's just because I'm used to extreme hoppy beers and things, but I kind of want to use our hop tea technique. And if you haven't seen that video, definitely check that out. It definitely helps you infuse fresh hop flavor. We could dry hop it too.
Or We could do that, or could we do like a grapefruit IPA?
With the Citra. Get a little more peel.
Like
a little
grapefruit,
more rind.
like grapefruit sculpin.
Yeah. We could, you know what? And I think to do that, we would add, I'm trying to remember what hops we did for the grapefruit sculpin clone that we did a number of years ago. That thing was good. That was really good. I think, and it already has Citra in it, so it does have a citrus profile. That's not a bad idea. Get it more grapefruit, more rind, a little more tart. And I think we do that using the hop tea techniques. I'll have to look and see what hops we used for that. I think that's an excellent idea. Yes, we should ramp it up, make it even hoppier. And again, if you're not a fan of hops, probably not for the faint of heart, but I think we should try that. I think that would pair nicely, boost that hop presence a little bit more, would probably overshadow a little bit more of the the maltiness, which is, I think, could potentially be really good. This is extremely approachable. I kind of want to take it up another notch and see what it does.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we should grapefruit the hell out of this. I like that. That'll be fun.
Okay.
We'll have to try that. I'm going to go in for another one. This was delicious. I have to say, as iGulu has released kits, their kits continue to develop and get better. I think just their experience and their R&D, they're definitely elevating the kit game itself. So this is definitely good. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video on iGulu's newest kit, the West Coast Double IPA. I don't know why I'm struggling with that. Probably because the beer is good. Anyways, thank you so much for watching to the end. Stay tuned for our next video where we're going to take this and kind of ramp it up a little bit and see what we can do to tweak. If you've done this kit before, let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you've tweaked it and added other flavors and things to it, or even dry hopped it, let us know as well. We'd love to talk about that for our viewers to help them develop the flavors and things in the iGulu kits. Catch you later, my friends.